Now it's working. Hi, I'm John Solari, your host of The Method Actor Speaks. And today we're here with a lifetime member of the Actor Studio, Ron Gilbert. And the first thing I want to ask Ron is, why did you become an actor?
Well, actually, it's a funny story. I was at, look at you or look at him.
Yeah,
I was at a mob's daughter's wedding, and I was 20 years old, and a woman said to my father, she says, "You have a good-looking son, you should become an actor." And I said, "You're right." And I joined the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, and then and it was a little different because I felt that as an actor that I could express myself, show my inner side, not just want to kill people and beat people up, because of where I came from.
You came from Harlem.
Yeah, East Harlem. Yeah, I was raised in West Side Story without the music.
Italian Harlem. It was
Italian
called
Harlem.
when you were a
Yeah.
kid.
Now they call it Spanish Harlem, but it's, yeah. So what happened is then I really got into it. I got all the plays and I started a bunch of people. Then I worked with Lee Strasberg, and then was able to observe at the Actor Studio, work in the Actor Studio, and then back in the day when Rod Steiger was there and Paul Newman was there, and shit, it was an amazing time. Marilyn Monroe is still alive. So it was really, it was the real time of the Actor Studio. And but I just felt it was personal, I can show a personal side of myself. Because when I be very honest with you, when I got into acting, friends would say, "What are you becoming, a fag now?" And I just, because a lot of guys in the business are gay, but I never had a problem with gay people. But I think it answers the question.
No, but back then it was, especially Broadway, was really gay. And but the studio really wasn't gay.
No.
When you were in the neighborhood playhouse, that was Sam.
Oh, I know Meisner. Yeah, because the interesting thing about Meisner, where his studio was, the neighborhood playhouse, I was boxing when I was 14 years old, and there was a little Department of Parks place right next to it, and I used to go there every day to train. And the funniest story, one time, I'm going to train, and who is standing on the sidewalk with the hair in curlers? Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, really?
So a couple of guys from Harlem, they in a red fucking Cadillac, they pull up and they go, "Oh my God, how's Joe?" That's when she was Joe DiMaggio days. So it was kind of funny, and she looked so sweet. She was very, very nice, but she was also working with Meisner, and she was gorgeous. Then of course she died, what, 62?
62.
Yeah, because I saw her when I was
63.
Okay, when I met her, it's a very interesting. I go crazy with her. I lived in the house next to where she died out here.
Really?
And I wrote a play, and I wrote a play, going to rewrite it now and put a spirit into it. Because my last daughter, was conceived in the house, and she has like a resemblance, but she had nothing to do with Marilyn Monroe.
What was the name of the play?
It's called Bing Bing, but I'm going to change it to Was Marilyn Really There?
Did you ever work on it?
We did it in the studio. We did a reading once, and then because I was in the writers group at the studio too, and then the directors group, and then Lyle goes, I become a director, and then anyway, so I'm going to rewrite it. But I wrote in one play with a bunch of people called it's called Grandma Sylvia's Funeral. And what happened, we ran in New York. It started here. It ran in New York for years. And when I was in London a few years ago, because people wanted me to do a workshop, they said if we do a play in Leicester Square, we get a professional credit. So I tried to get the rights, the biggest pain in the ass. So I wrote it and made it the eulogy of Nana Adama. I made an Italian funeral. So everybody kind of gets involved. And it's interactive. We're supposed to do it in Italy, but when you work in it, you've been to Italy?
No, I've never been to Italy, no.
When you work in Italy, you talk about sexual harassment here, you know what it is in Italy?
Yeah.
The name of the politician, the name of the actress.
I can believe it. We have Lydia Vitale. She's
Oh
over
my
there.
God.
Now
Really?
she came. I got her into the studio as an observer,
Yeah.
and she does a one on Anna Mangani. She's over there now. She's someone you might want to get in touch with over there.
She's back there?
In Rome, yeah, Lydia.
Yeah, because I opened a school in Milano called the Actors Academy Milano.
Really?
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, who went there eventually was Martin Landau, but I brought Andy Caldarella there. I brought Peter Flood there. I brought everybody there. But then you know, money got crazy. They were like they were hiding money, and when I left, it fell apart. But the nice thing about it is it connected me into my Italian roots. We knew my grandparents came from Albano di Lucania, and they connected me, and somebody did a write-up on me, so I was invited to. So it really was wonderful to go to Italy to work and to connect, you know, connect with Rome, connect with the Basilicata region. So it was really nice because I was raised in a basic. My grandfather's name was Adamo. He wrote his O like an S. So we became related to all the presidents as a kid. And yeah, then my father was a Russian Jew, and he changed his name 3 times. And he was in the schmata business, but everybody thought he was Italian because he, you know, he wanted to get away from all that stuff.
You were boxing, what were you, welterweight?
Oh no! I was when I was in high school, I was more like a light heavy.
You were not really?
Yeah, I'm about the same weight now. I'm a little lighter now. But then, I'm making a funny story. Because then I boxed them when I went to college. They said, oh, the guy I was boxing in college, and the guy says you become a wrestler. And then when I went into the army, I wasn't going to box anymore. And a friend of mine was getting married. So he was living in New York. I'm in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So he said, I want you to be my best man. There's no way I can get a pass unless I went back to boxing. So I went back to boxing, and my first fight was with a 6'9" black guy, and I knocked him out. And people would crack up because I was trained, you know. I mean, and you know, we're in the South, it was a different world. So that's what happened. I boxed. Everybody thought I was going to become professional, but I didn't want to become professional.
Really?
I was like the weight of you know, Mr. Floyd, you know.
Yeah.
Floyd Patterson. But I was never, you know, but I was about the same weight, 180, 185. I'm about 183, same, yeah. But
today you did.
now today you got to be like 250 and.
And 6'5". Unbelievable.
Yeah, but they're slow. They're not too fast. I mean, the middleweights are really fast. I mean, you know, middleweights are really good. I mean, the other guys are very light. The smaller guys, the welterweights, lightweights. But
Freddie Roach, when he got his start with Frankie Lyles, who was the WBA super middleweight champ. I used to be his bodyguard.
Yeah, oh really?
Yeah, so and Freddie has, you know, the gym. He's good. He's a good guy.
Way better, you know. I mean, what was the gym in New York?
Stillman's gym.
My father used to box, you know, and I went there years ago as a kid. It was kind of interesting back in the day.
Frankie Cabo. He ran the boxing in New York. You didn't fight in New York unless, you know, you went through Frankie.
And somebody, you know, I was talking to Mr. Vick. It's really changed now, how it's controlled.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
You know, it's just funny you talk about Mr. Vick. When we had Frankie, we had to go down to see, what's his name with the hair?
The guy, the black guy with the crazy hair with it. I know his name. But
It's senior moment there. We had to get him out of the contract with him, and he went with Bob Arum. Then he went back. What's his name? Tyson made him go back. King.
Oh yeah, Donald
King.
Donald King.
Not Donald. Don King.
Don King. Well.
Yeah, Don King. Cleveland. Anyway.
She's like,
Okay. How does boxing do for your acting?
Well, you know, it wasn't the boxing. The thing, basically, when I was a young kid, my 2 heroes were Bob Mathias and Jim Thorpe. So I'm in Harlem, and I'm running at 12 years old. But of course, in New York at that time, when you ran,
the cops would chase you.
Yeah, and then you didn't wear jogging outfit. So I got into I wanted to do that. I used to do bodybuilding. I mean, I was really funny with my father. I wanted him to get me a BB gun once, and he got me a set of weights instead of BB gun. But yeah, so what happened, you know, it was, you know, keeping that active. But I suppose at the time, I think the biggest influence of all of us was Marlon Brando. When we all saw Marlon Brando on the waterfront, we went, oh, he's one of us. and a lot of guys were from the neighborhood who were in the film, and because he was like a real person, you know, it wasn't like Clark Gable, you know, gorgeous guy, or Cary Grant. So I think a lot of people were, that's what caused you. So look, you could be a real, because you know, he changed the business. I mean, James Dean was different. Brando was really, you know.
And
Brando.
Montgomery Clift.
Montgomery Clift was,
Yeah.
Montgomery Clift was one incredible actor. I mean, beyond. I mean, when he did From Here to Eternity with Sinatra, I mean, he was beyond.
He was good in that.
Wow, he's fantastic.
He really was. Now you were in The Godfather.
Well, what happened with, I had done a play. I was doing a play, and it was a guy, I don't know if you knew Tommy Signorelli. Tommy Signorelli was a good
Tommy
friend.
Zig.
Tommy Zig saw me in a play. He calls the producer, Al Ruddy, you must meet this guy. I meet Al Ruddy. We spent 45 minutes together. Brando was already cast. He said, you know what? We have to get an unknown. And then what happens once they got Al Pacino, they cut everybody 6 inches. So they liked me. They said, you're going to still be in the film. You're going to be the tallest usher in The Godfather. And, you know, I had a couple of scenes. You know, I mean, I was in the scene with Johnny Russo when I was in the scene with Al Rocco when they, but you know, the big thing was the wedding scene for 1 week, and it, you know, it didn't change my life. I get residuals. I mean, but it was very disappointing because you wanted to have a role that would move you to a level that people would recognize you. And actually, the interesting thing about The Godfather, people don't realize, you know, Colombo, the Italian American League, was involved at that time, and so a lot of real Italians are in the film.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Sofia Coppola, she was born during the film.
Yes.
And I mean, the funny thing is the wedding cake. Sofia, there was a wedding cake there. She never had a wedding cake. So the parents, the mother goes, this is her real wedding cake. And my brother has the angel for the wedding cake. But yeah, so it was, I mean, you know, Charlie Guardino was in it. A lot of people were in it, but, and a lot of, you know, it's like doing a film for Fellini or something, because everybody, wherever the camera was, the Italian guys were, I mean, they were moving front of the cameras all the time.
Yeah, trying to get, yes. But Tom Signorelli.
Oh yeah,
Tommy
the
Zig.
nicest guy.
Oh,
And
good director, good actor.
yeah, but the thing is, that's how real, that's how real Italian friends are. They recommend you, they don't ask for anything, they do what they do.
New York actors were like that.
Yeah.
Tommy Zig, I remember I was doing Huey.
Oh really?
At the Actors Studio out here. And Huey and Tommy was, you know, there. He should have been a member. I don't know why they never made him a member, but he should have been a member. Anyway, he really liked my work, and he says, my entrance, he never saw an entrance like that. You know, because I came from outside.
Yeah.
You know, and I stood and I waited.
Because you're a real guy. You're real. I mean, you're real.
But Tommy was, he was a degenerate gambler.
Oh, I know.
And he gave me his phone number, and don't give this to nobody.
I mean,
You know, he was living with his mother.
yeah, I mean, he's dead quite a while ago.
Yeah, I miss him. You know, he directed Danny Aiello and all them guys on
Oh
Broadway.
God, what happened to Danny Aiello?
He's still Danny Aiello in New York. I just tried to get in touch with him for my niece. Anyway,
Really? Okay,
let's
so-
talk about your acting. You got stories. Now you were back in the days when you went to the acting studio.
Mhm.
I mean, you saw some
Yeah,
of the greatest actors.
I
going.
saw Pacino do his first play. He played Indian Wants the Bronx.
Right.
I saw De Niro do 3 acts of A Noisy Passenger. Where they did it first at the Actors Studio, then they moved. It was a Shelley Winters play. And, you know, Shelley Winters was very good with Italians.
Yeah, she loved Italians.
Annie Franciosa was from my neighborhood. She was good with him, and she got De Niro's first job. And then, you know, he did a lot of little interesting films in the beginning, you know, comedies, because he's more of a comic kind of a guy. And he did audition for Godfather. There's a video of him. But when he did Godfather 2, he captured it. It's like, I'll be very honest with you. When you knew Pacino, because when you show up on the set, Pacino is there. He and Diane Keaton had an affair. The friction was there. You got Lenny Montana, saying his lines because he wants to make sure he memorized them. But Pacino was a little like a Boy Scout, and then at the end he was the Godfather.
Yes.
And his transitions were fantastic. And then John Casal. I mean, John Casal,
Yes.
John Casal was always played the outsider, very special kind of a guy.
Meryl Streep's boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, because I mean, I met him years ago, but then boy, but John was a really special guy, got sick, I mean, bing. But, yeah, so it was very, but what happened is that luckily, at that time in New York, you would be doing, you'd go do plays. You do off-Broadway, you go on tour, I did By Jupiter, which is a musical. I played Hercules, comical. I did, I did the Come Back Little Sheba. I mean, I did a lot of different plays, Twigs. I mean, so it was really nice because you weren't thinking about becoming a star. You were just working on your craft, working your acting, and the actor studio at that time, as they say, it was there. I mean, what did Strasberg died in '82, and but you had the room. I mean, it was filled with real people.
Real.
And
it all changed when the studio really changed when what's his name, when Paul Newman died.
Oh.
And then he started giving, not died.
Yeah.
When he started giving the money.
Well,
And they started the school.
well, the school is what makes all the money. I mean,
Yeah,
the school,
they make money.
it cost you $100,000 in debt, and then you got Bradley Cooper paid his debt,
Yeah.
and you got a couple of guys there but and I know, the thing is, to become an actor, you don't need a degree, a PhD. You need to get in touch with your feelings inside.
Yeah.
And you have to find a way to do it. Everybody has different methods, because when I taught at Strasberg, as I was drafted to teach there, what I discovered was that you have to find what's inside you, and you could
What do
do
you mean by find what's inside?
Okay, what happened
Give
is,
an
okay,
example.
what you do is, I can give you one great example. I was doing a scene at the Actors Studio years ago in New York, and I was playing a crazy guy. So I'm walking onto the stage that morning, and I'm walking up the aisle, and out the window on the stage looked like the window in my mother's house. My mother had just died. I looked out the window, I saw my car. So what happened is something triggered me. I went into a different place. By the time I came in, they said, this guy's crazy. Frank Casaro was there with Depend. They go, who are you? I said, I'm Ron Gilbert. I'm a finalist in LA. They says, no, you're a member. They made me a member on the spot. So I realized, and I realized another time when I was doing a scene and somebody left a wheelchair on the stage. But something connects you. You have to just be open. What also I noticed is you can use music. Because everybody goes, you can't sit and go, hold on, I need 3 hours to relax. You got to when you see the difference between Strasberg and Meisner, and then all the guys that work, your instincts have to work. If your instincts don't work, you got to be, I'm preparing. You're full of shit. I mean, some people do things.
Yes.
I mean, you get into it. I'll give you a great example. When I was teaching years ago, I told a guy, the girl gets you excited, right? I said, so you have an erection? Yeah. I says, here's what you do. You get your athletic socks and you put them in your pants. And as you're walking on the stage, you squeeze. The girl looks, she goes, oh my God, he has an erection. Now he doesn't have an erection, but now you're getting a reaction. She doesn't know. And that's the thing. The thing is, someone goes like, when people go, I'm using, I know people aren't, because if you really hook in you have to find something that's going to trigger the emotion. And I give you great examples on movie sets. I'm on a movie set one day, and I'm playing a cop. And they're like, can I have my gun? The guy goes, no. I said, I need my gun. He says, no, you can't have your gun. It was the first Spider-Man. By the time he gives me the gun, we do the scene, the director goes, holy shit, I love your anger. I thank him. You understand my point?
Yeah.
So the thing is, and being raised in the background we were raised in, that's why today the blacks and the Latinos, their instincts are there. Their instincts are there. They've been raised in an area, that you hear a noise. You and I walk down the street, we hear something, we turn around. We're suspicious. A lot of white people don't have those instincts.
They don't.
They don't, I mean.
A lot of women don't either. They don't.
Well.
Not aware of their
Not
surroundings.
aware, and the thing is, But then you know, I love, I mean, and today with all the women, I mean, this Ava DuVernay, she got this new thing when they see us about the prison, the guys from the Central Park 5. She's beyond. She captured the prison scene. She didn't share the rape. I says, she has Corleone. I mean, this woman did a job, but it's not because she's black, and it's not because she's a woman. She's just talented. You know, I mean, so you know, basically, it's discovering what triggers for you, what makes. A lot of people don't realize. You know, they go, there's no secret. You know what secret is? Paul Newman told me, luck. Luck. So I'm saying is that you have to find something that's going to trigger you into the scene. You walk in the scene, you're in love with a girl. If the girl you're working with has a nice figure and certain things, and you can open up like that, because if you're going to bring a girlfriend in from another world, what happened with that relationship? You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm very good. Like, you know, I had a great mom. My mom was beyond. But I can connect with the song. The song, to me, will hook me into a moment.
Well, if you listen, I mean, when I do Yui a lot, I play Pavarotti.
See?
I'm always there with
That's
music.
it.
No, when I rehearse,
Okay.
and the other times I'll listen to Miles Davis. I play music.
Exactly.
You know, I always play music.
I love my. Yeah.
I always play
Music is the key because it hooks you right in.
Yes,
to the mood.
Because all this, what you write about, I hear people making noises and this and that. And I'm saying, well, why? I just listen to music and I get them. Pavarotti, Luciano gets me in the mood from that.
No, totally.
You know, Miles Davis, jazz.
But
You know, just go.
Listen, come on.
Go.
The black people in America have created a music scene beyond. Because, you know, inside the gene, they can do 5 octaves for singing. And you remember Johnny Mathis?
Sure, I love Johnny.
Johnny Mathis, he's still alive.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you got Whitney. I love Whitney Houston, but you know, she get caught in that world. She, you know, it's so funny because everybody try to copy the black singers because
the doo-wop. We grew up in the
doo-wop.
doo-wop. You know, I used to listen to Nat King Cole. My favorite. But I also used Nat King Cole for speech. Because he opened his mouth. You know, pretend. You had to open your mouth when you spoke.
I mean, it's, you know, I'll be honest with you, the best, you know, a lot of people in the studio, I bring more black people and Latino people. Why? It's because we have a connection. When I was a kid, I didn't know you knew this, I used to have vending machine business because I was connected with certain people. I used to go to Black Harlem, 3 o'clock in the morning, go to a place on 125th and 6th, get money out of the machine. No one ever bothered me. Because they see you, they go, he's okay. But when you're raised in that background, that's what I told people today. I said, you know what? They're real guys, real brothers. And you know, I mean, where were you raised in the Bronx?
In the Bronx.
Yeah.
But when I used to go to Hollywood, you know, I had to go down there for certain things.
Yeah, but because you had the Apollo Theater, and then you had the girls that you knew.
No, I used to have I used to drive Fred Carmine. We used to go down to 115th Street.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
I used to have to look out for Fat Tony.
Do you remember Lizzie's Deli?
Sure.
Yeah, I used to work there. Tony.
He probably saw you.
Well, Tony, Frankie Filato still lives here. He lives up north. But yeah, now I think it's like I don't know what it is now. Because, you know, Pleasant Avenue is Palladino.
Yes, right.
Rayos is still there.
It's still Rayo. But I went to Rayos a few times, but it wasn't before it became, you know, like it is now. It became really popular in the late 70s.
But the nice one here, I mean, the Rayos here. You been to the Rayos here yet?
No, Johnny Roast Beef. I got to get there.
We got to go there one day because Johnny Roast Beef, Johnny Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny with the Purple Gang. But you know, we did the series Mama Luke that I wanted you. I mean, and you know what? The bottom line, don't worry about lines. I just wanted you to win it because of the guy. Because I play like it's a mobster comedy, and Johnny Roast Beef is fine. I got Dean, you know, I put Dr. Rico in it.
He's coming.
But I know I put Russo in it. I cast people in. I put Jimmy DeStefano.
Do it again.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you know, because but it's a comedy, and a guy. How did I get the job? I'm at a bar about 4 years ago, and this guy, Mike Riccardi, goes, "We're doing a series. I want you to play this guy." because everybody thinks if you're Italian, you're in the mafia.
Yeah.
And when I was working in Mexico, I goes, "Are you in the mafia?" I said, "Yeah, I'm working in Mexico.
I get that.
I'm doing the drug deals."
As soon as they hear my last name, are you in the mafia?
Well, the thing is, people go, "Oh, you changed your name." I mean, the advantage of having a Russian Jew and then have the Italian, I mean, because everybody thinks, come on, you know the guys. All those guys, the Italian actors, they never had a fight in their life. They never fired a gun. They never got into a. I mean, you know, they want to think, "Oh, you're Italian. I mean, Pacino was a nice baseball player. You know, De Niro was who he was. His father was an artist, and you know, but he grew. I mean, when he did Raging Bull, he did an incredible job.
Did he create a job?
Incredible job. I mean, Godfather.
I had
Raging,
just come out of prison then.
Really?
I was in, well, we got to, before this ends, that we do it alone, but your uncle, Mr.
Uncle
Perry,
Bob.
your uncle, Mr. Perry, I call Mr. Perry, when I was in Sing Sing, I had just come, and then I went, he was the, took me up to Attica, because Sing Sing was the reception center.
Yeah.
And he was the, him, and another guy, I forgot, he was an Italian, his partner was Italian.
Because
But they took me up
when I
there,
did the
I like
Valachi
that.
papers there with Charles Bronson, when I walked into the prison, all the guys knew me. They go, "Well, how come they know you?" I said, "Well, because Marcus is a prison guy."
Yeah.
But boy, when you go inside there, oof. Some guys come out of the cell. One guy had all the Playboy things all over the. Well, you know Ronnie Lorenzo, right?
Yeah.
You
But I
know,
mean, I remember I worked with Bronson on Messenger of Death, and
he was a.
Yeah, he says, you know, they loved you in Sing Sing. You know, he played Joe Belazzi.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
He was a good guy. He helped me a lot on that.
he was really good with the woman he married.
Oh,
and he
loved
was a
her.
real guy. He was a
He
real guy.
loved her. I saw women coming up to him, and he would tell them, "Get lost."
He was a real. He was a. I
He was
mean,
a
he was a
man's man.
real. Yeah, he was a real guy. I
He
mean,
really
that was. Yeah, he was. I mean, very nice on the set. We had. I mean, it was terrific to be. But when you know, when you're there for a day, you go, wow. I mean, the longest time, because I was a kid in New York, we always got busted. They take you to the police station, but nothing serious. I mean, if I would have gotten caught, you know, with all the things you did as a kid, come on. You know, luckily at that time, you know, but you're connected. You know, you knew certain people. If there was a problem, somebody talked to someone, and you.
Well, I remember telling people out there, I worked on a David Lynch film, and the mafia cops, they weren't it. There was 3 cops and me, and then one guy was an LA cop, and I says, you know, New York cops you could talk to, but the LA cops, you can't talk to them. And he got mad, you know. But it's true, you could talk to New York cops.
Oh yeah.
I hear they were like Gestapo. And
Oh, very. Because my cousin, my friend Albazetti, who was in business, his son is an inspector in New York. So of course, you know what's nice. They give the little card,
right, yes.
so that if anybody stops them, you show them the card. They go, "Okay, thank you." But you know, I used to write. It's a really funny story. I used to write a health column for the LAPD
Did you?
for 5 years. So what happened? I get stopped for a ticket. They would. I mean, I had a thing one day with a gun that they let me go. They said, "Ron, you know, you can't have a gun." I said, "Well, there's no bullets in it." But when the LAPD, I used to get stopped for tickets, and they would go, "Oh my God, Ron, please, we'll let you go," which is really. I mean, there weren't bad things, but it was very interesting. It's a different world, really.
It is. Before we, this is a project. I don't know if we can.
Yeah. This
This
is
is here. It's about Little Italy in Cleveland. Actually not Little Italy. It's about Cleveland. Italian
in
neighborhoods.
Cleveland and Italy, but you know.
It's you were looking into.
Yeah. No, I'm trying. You know, because the thing is, what I'm going to do is what I did is made it easy for Catherine. I had her put them. Yeah.
These are wonderful books, and if you're
Real
Italian, you love
Italian,
it.
Yeah. And what happened is, I had her put them on. She did a PDF file because they said to me, "Oh, could you send? Because then if you send PDF, they can read it."
We're going to come
The
back with
agents.
another one. It's going to end. Turn yours off.